Hello there everybody, this is Graham, also known as the Collect75, and welcome back to another Transformers review. For this review I'm going to do one that was requested by a couple of people, and this of course Hunt for the Decepticons BANZAI-TRON. I picked this up about, I don't know, a month ago, 6 weeks ago, from kotoys.com. It was quite reasonably priced at about $25 or something, and I was ordering some stuff from there anyway. So I thought, well, I'll get it. Because this guy is based off, well, it's just a recolour of Revenge of the Fallen Bludgeon, but unfortunately that wasn't released in England, so I didn't manage to get that. So I thought I'll get this guy to make up for it. I do want to still get Bludgeon, but I just can't see him for which price I want to pay, really. Yeah, so this guy is BANZAI-TRON. He's a namesake of his Generation 1 Action Master. And so he comes in the colours. Now then, with BANZAI-TRON, I actually preferred the BotCon recolour that they did. I can't remember now, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that, where he was from the Energon, I think it was Mirage or Dreadwing or whatever his name was. I think that actually looked a lot better than this, if I'm honest. I'll get onto that later, why I think that. But anyway, let's have a look. He's a Voyager-sized toy, as you can see. The turret rotates a full 160 if you want it to, which is pretty damn cool. The little gun does rotate on top there as well. And he does have these little side rockets, which are pretty damn cool. He does have a few things which I don't like, and it's of course the, which everybody says, it's the little rubber plastic gun, because after time it just sort of droops down like that. And the same with this gun at the front here, because that does become his pull-out sword. Yeah, so it's, you know, it's one of those little niggling things, but other than that, this toy is actually really good. I do like it. I love the neon green on top, and the other little green sort of light on the front there. It does add an element of cynicism, whatever you want to call it, about it. So there we go. The tracks don't move, but he does have the little wheels on the bottom that will roll quite happily. This just does look really excellent sitting on your shelf. I do like it. Now then, I only transformed this about well, yesterday, in fact, for the first time. It didn't come with no instructions, so I had to look on YouTube to find out how to transform the bloody thing. So here we go. We're going to try and transform this now. Right, so we start off on the bottom here. We unclip, and make sure it's in the view of the camera there. We unclip these tracks like that, and there, and there. And then they also come with little hinges on the tracks. We can fold those up and ready, like that. A lot of people don't do this, but it just gets them out of the way, I suppose. Now then, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to turn the turret to one side. Just makes it a little bit easier to get some things out. Now then, the next thing we've got to do is, just up here, we've got to try and just pull these sections out, like so. You can't really see what I'm doing too much. We've just got to disconnect them and hopefully get them out. That's it. Oh, one and out. There we go. As you can see, it sort of like just basically pulls apart like that. And then we rotate, if I turn it around this way, there you go. You can just rotate the legs down like that. Now then, when I transformed this yesterday, the legs weren't attached properly and both these sections just popped straight off. I managed to attach them right now, and it did actually aid, because when he was in tank mode when I got him, he didn't actually fit together that well. So there we go. Right. Next thing we've got to do, he's almost actually there now. It's not as complicated as some people say. We come around to the front here. We flip this little sort of section up like that, and at the back we flip this section up like that. This frees up this entire, let me get around so you can actually see it, this little entire back section. Then we've just got to rotate it a full 180 into position, just like that. But at the same time, these sort of like strange sections have got to be rotated all the way around to the back here, like that. We flip out this little thing like that, and like that. So they're there. Now then, that allows us to fully rotate this around. It's a little bit hard for me to get to show you, but it does sort of like click into place like that and will hold in position. Then, the next thing we do is we get this section. We start to flip it around, I'm hoping. Let's have a look, that rotates down. Which is going to become his leg. And then, yes, there we go. It just rotates around. And it does click into position, like so. So then we get these out of the way. And it does rotate around just like that. Make sure my hands are out of the way so you can see it. And it does click into place. And then these become like his little sort of like guards on his legs and everything. Now then, we rotate it around so the tracks are at the front there. And we come round to the back, flip these little sections down like that, these little blue sections, then rotate. Sorry, I keep spinning this around, must be getting bloody annoying. So we're going to rotate these little sections back here, and then basically the feet are just hidden in there. We rotate these out, and then rotate the little sort of like foot spur out, just like that. Do the same on this foot, rotate it out, rotate the little foot spur out, and then just fold this section back. Now you can leave these out if you want, or leave them out. Probably supposed to leave them out, but I think it's just quite handy if you put them back, really. Not much difference. Anyway, that's the legs done. Now then, what we're going to do next is basically just push the whole section, this top section, down on this little thing here. Then we should get the head popping out, as you can just about see. This then just sort of like, make sure you get these little sections out of the way for a second. That just flips down there, like that. This section at the back just flip back down. And then finally we can rotate the turret back up into position like that. Then from here on it's very simple. We just disconnect these two sections at the top here. They should disconnect. Probably just doing it wrong. There we go. There we go. So right, so we've disconnected them. They just rotate back down into there, like that. As you can see, like that. It's freed up his little head now. Rotate them this direction. Actually, before I do that, I like to just pull down the arms, like that. Fold them out, as you can see in front. And again here, just fold them out, and then rotate them into position. Fold out his little hands. He's got little black hands, like that. Just rotate them down. And then just fold down, or rotate down rather, his little shoulders, like so. Into position, and then these little two sections on the front here just flip down and form little shoulder guards like that. And that basically is BANZAI-TRON transformed. It actually looks pretty cool. I like this more than I did before I actually got it, because I wasn't too impressed with the colour scheme, but in person actually it's really good. I think the head sculpt, because he's got that funny sort of skull head sculpt, works better with BANZAI-TRON than it does with bludgeon. Either that, or I'm just a bit pissed off because I don't actually have bludgeon. But I think it just works better because it's sort of like the red with all the blacked out bits. It just looks a hell of a lot better than the white one with bludgeon. But I would have preferred it if they'd have done a different head sculpt for this guy, because it would have made him look a hell of a lot better, and just that little bit different from bludgeon, really. Which is a shame, but there we go. Right, now then, here we go. So his head will sort of like rotate, and he does have a fair good bit of articulation in these legs. And then of course his Mecha Live feature was that when you turn these bits, the bony bits in there will turn as well. Not much of a feature if you ask me, but there we go. Yeah, so he was from the is it the Hunt for the Decepticons line? I think it's, but you know, I think it's just the what was the Revenge of the Fallen line. Probably because that just name is now getting a bit old hat with the film, because it was last year, obviously. But other than that, they're all sort of like movie toys, basically. This one could happily sit with your classics line, really, because it doesn't look out of place there at all, really. So that's probably the line I would associate it more with. Right, now then let's get on to a couple of his features. Now then, of course, if you pull out this little barrel at the top here, it becomes his long sword, which is painted blue, which is pretty good, but it is that rubber plastic, so when you basically leave it like that, it will tilt over eventually, especially leave it in the sun. You're a pain in the fucking arse. Trying to get this in his fucking hand is a fucking nightmare. Because it's that soft rubber plastic, I put this in his hand yesterday and it's already left dents all over it, because trying to get in his hand is absolutely impossible. Because his hand is rigid and this is soft, and I'm not going to try. I've got a picture of it already with it in his hand. I'll put that at the end. So that's his long sword. Now then, actually you're not supposed to leave it in this position. You are supposed to sort of like open this up at the back here, like so, and he does have a nice little Mecha Live feature. Let me show you that, just so you can see it. Here we go. So you just open it up and then you can see everything rotating into place. Now then, with that open, you put it into this position or something like that. So he can get to his little short sword, which is just in there. And of course, now then, I did have a problem yesterday, but I noticed that you're supposed to leave it like this. Is that when you put it in his little sheath, his little hole just in there, don't know if you can see me in there, you put his little sword in there, like so. It will hold it quite happily. But if you leave the turret in the up position, just pointing straight up, there's no room for this to poke out the back. So that sort of takes care of that. And there is another little hole in there just by the sword. You can sort of like poke his little short sword in. So you can have them both like that, which looks pretty cool. I think this guy's been released in the UK. I haven't actually seen many yet. But I think the power core combiners have just been released. I've seen them in Argos, but I'm not going to buy them because I think they're way overpriced. I saw it was $19.99 and not for a basic toy and a couple of little things. No chance I won't buy them. I'll wait for them if I see them cheap, otherwise I just won't buy them at all. Still, there we go. I hope you like this review. This is a Hunt for the Decepticons BANZAI-TRON. I actually think this is a really cool figure and I do like it. Yeah, so it's a worthy purchase. Anyways, yeah, so this has been Graham, the Collector 75, and I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.